right? But like I was telling my son, and my son brought out the point, that Esau's blessing is not forever, but our blessing is forever. And that's what all of this hatred towards the white man's hatred towards you so-called Negroes and Latinos, that's where all of it stems from. The fact that we stole the blessing of the kingdom of heaven from him, and he's holding that grudge forever. And he's living out his blessing. You know, he has the dominion over the planet Earth. He has all nations in subjection unto him. He has all the nations of the earth following his ways and his philosophies. And he has put them in submission via his blessing, which the blessing that Isaac blessed Esau with was the sword. Okay, the sword. Which it seems like a good blessing at first. You know, it seems like a good blessing until you realize that your blessing is really a curse. Yahushua said when Peter smote off the high priest's ear, Yahushua said, put your sword into his sheath again. You see, because it's a stumbling block. It's a stumbling block to our people that Yahushua told them to sell their garment and buy a sword. Okay, yeah, he did tell the disciples to sell their garment and to buy a sword. And the only reason why he told them to do that is so that he could rebuke Peter later on, to let us know that we're not to be living by the sword. That was the whole purpose of him telling them to buy a sword, so that Peter could cut off that servant's ear, and that he could be rebuked. You know? Now, you try to find that account. Matthew chapter 4. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to find it, at least not right now. It's a lucky for that, because I can't quite remember where it is. But if you search live by the sword, perish with the sword, you know, you'll see it. Okay, matter of fact, I'm gonna do this. So we're gonna go here to Matthew chapter 26 and verse 50. It says, and Yahushua said unto him, Friend, wherefore art thou come? Then came they and laid hands on Yahushua and took him. And behold, one of them which were with Yahushua stretched out his hand and drew his sword and struck a servant of the high priestess and smote off his ear. Right? That's Peter. Took his sword out to defend Yahushua, smote off the high priest's ear, cut him. You know? Probably was aiming to chop off his head, but he just got the ear. So then it says here, verse 52, Then said Yahushua unto him, Put up again thy sword into his place. For all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. You see, so Esau, your blessing is really a curse. Because anybody that takes the sword is going to perish with it. And we know that you have taken the sword. You were blessed with the sword in Genesis 27th chapter. All right. By Isaac, which Isaac was Yahushua in the reincarnation, if you have ears to hear. So you were blessed with that sword. You took that sword and you conquered the earth with it. You conquered the earth through military might. Okay? And you're going to perish by military might. You've conquered the earth through nuclear atomic bombs. You're going to perish via nuclear atomic bombs, because your blessing was really a curse, because the Lord don't love you. It tells you in Malachi 1:4 that he hated Esau. So why would he bless him with something that would actually be beneficial for him? Revelation 6 verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given unto him that sat thereon, to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. This red horse is referring to the nation of Edom. The word Edom means red, because their blood shows forth through their skin. The Hebrew word for Edom is Adawam, which again means red. So this red horse is talking about the power structure of Esau, Edom. Revelation 6:4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon. That power was given to him via the blessing that was given to him by Isaac thousands of years ago. It says, and that they should kill one another. That's why you got Ukraine versus Russia, Russia versus America, because these Edomites, they're all against each other. You know, they're all divided. It says, and there was given unto him a great sword. You see, so all they didn't take the sword, you took that sword. It was given to you. You took it, and you ruled the earth by it. You conquered the earth by it. And guess what? That's going to be your demise, because your blessing was a curse. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establisheth a city by iniquity. So the Lord said, woe, death and destruction to anybody that builds a town with blood. And swords, all they do is shed blood, man. You know, all they do is shed blood. So the Lord, you know, your blessing was a curse. And I'm going to close out with this one here in Ecclesiastes chapter 9. Ecclesiastes chapter 9. And Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 9. It says, all this have I seen, and applied my heart unto every work that is done under the sun. There is a time wherein one man ruleth over another to his own hurt. You see? So the Lord set you up. The Lord set you up to rule over us, to rule over another. But it's to your own hurt, though. It's to your own hurt. You know? Because your blessing wasn't really a true blessing. You know, because a true blessing comes through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and it's of the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But your blessing was of this earthly. Your blessing was carnal. Therefore, it has an end. Ecclesiastes 8 and 9. All this have I seen, and applied my heart unto every work that is done under the sun. There is a time wherein one man ruleth over another to his own hurt. And that time is now. No, that time is now. Verse 10. And so I saw the wicked buried, who had come and gone from the place of the holy, and they were forgotten in the city where they had done so. This is also vanity. So Esau, you're going to be cast out, and you're going to be forgotten. It's going to be like you never existed. It's going to be like your blessing never came to fruition, because it's going to be erased. It is going to be overlaid. It's going to be replaced with the true blessing, which is the kingdom of heaven, that's going to be established on the planet Earth forever. So Lord, with this edifying, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Chakodash, that one should pass us great millstone, still well, Kwam Yasharal, Shalom.